Energy is essential to our daily lives. From powering our homes, businesses, and factories, energy is what allows our society to grow and meet the needs of an ever-expanding population. To meet this demand, we must look to more renewable sources of energy and try to move away from our dependence on fossil fuels. According to the International Energy Outlook 2021, if we continue at the current trend, our need for global energy consumption will increase by nearly 50% in the next 30 years. This means we must find new ways of generating energy to meet demand. As we look for new energy sources, we must also consider how to make our energy production more sustainable. Today, most of the world's energy is generated from fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas. But these are non-renewable resources, which means they cannot be replaced. At some point, we will either run out of fossil fuels or they will become too expensive to extract. Because of this, it's important to develop alternative sources of energy, renewable energy sources that can be replenished, never run out, and make minimal impact on the environment. Although it may sound too good to be true, it is possible, and it's called renewable energy. There are an abundance of renewable energy sources that are almost always readily available, never run out, and cause little to no pollution. The most common renewable energy sources are solar power, wind power, hydroelectrical, also known as water power, and geothermal power, using the heat from inside the earth. We will take a closer look at each of these as we go. What is the problem with fossil fuels? Fossil fuels are non-renewable energy sources that originate from the remains of dead plants and animals. They were formed over millions of years from plants and animals that died and were buried in layers of sediment. As the sediments piled up, the pressure and heat caused the remains to transform into hydrocarbons, which we use today as fuel. The most commonly used forms of fossil fuels include coal, petroleum, natural gas, fuel oil shales, bitumens, tar sands, and heavy oils like crude oil. There are some massive problems with using these non-renewable fossil fuels. The first of which is it's contributing to climate change. Fossil fuels release greenhouse gases when burned, and these gases form a blanket around the Earth that traps energy from the sun. This trapped energy is called the greenhouse effect, and it causes the Earth's atmosphere to warm. This is known as global warming. Global warming is a major issue for many places all around the world and can lead to extreme weather conditions, massive flooding, droughts, a loss of biodiversity, and can lead to many health problems. Burning these fossil fuels also release pollutants into the air that cause serious health problems, including asthma, respiratory infections, heart disease, and even cancer. The burning of fossil fuels also leads to acid rain, which can cause serious damage to forests, pollute water supplies, and disrupt major ecosystems. Fossil fuels are a finite resource. The Earth only has a certain amount of fossil fuels that we can extract, and when they're gone for good. These are not materials we can create more of using any known man-made processes, so we need to find better ways to power our lives that don't rely on finite resources. Not only are fossil fuels a finite resource, but they are also becoming increasingly expensive to extract as we have to drill deeper and deeper into the earth to find them. Since these processes are becoming more inefficient due to low supply and high demand, the cost of using fossil fuels is only going to go up in the future, unless we find alternative ways to generate energy. This dependence on fossil fuels creates economic and geopolitical problems for many countries. While a few countries in the world hold an abundance of oil and natural gas reserves, most others have none at all. This means that countries with reserves can wield a great deal of power over countries without reserves. Countries with fossil fuel reserves may become unstable or unwilling to sell their resources, resulting in energy shortages and price gouging.